When your hot water, if just trickles, you find yourself in a bit of a pickle, you'll need to flush the water.
Hey y'all, it's Joefer here, the cranky old gay guy. So today I'm going to take you on a little educational tour of how I make the music that is on each episode, the beginning and the end. And when I say make, some people will question that because I am using an AI music generator. However, I am working with the generator to create the music. For most of the pieces, I write the lyrics entirely. Others, I will write the lyrics in conjunction with AI. And other times, I just give the criteria of what I want, and I will let AI write the song. Now, when I list in the credits, if it's fully generated by AI, I will say music, lyrics, and vocals by suno.com. That's the AI generator I'm using. Otherwise, I'll say lyrics by Joefer or lyrics by Joefer in conjunction with MS Copilot. Because sometimes I will put together a lyric that just doesn't sound right, and then I'll run it through Copilot, who will then change a word or two to make it sound more fit. And that's what I mean by working in conjunction with it. So, without further delay, I will prompt you first. I did a screen record, and it started out fine, but then the microphone, for some reason, shut off. So I'm talking for a long time, but you don't see me talking because all you're seeing is my screen as I'm typing. But I was explaining everything, and guess what? You're not going to hear any of it until the music's actually created, and then I found that the mic was off, and I turned it back on so you can hear that. So I will be doing a little voiceover in editing. So if what I'm typing doesn't necessarily line up with what I'm saying, that's the reason why. And unfortunately, you're going to miss me singing along with my typing as I was trying to get some phrases together. Oftentimes I sing to myself to see if they work. But you're not going to hear that. I might try to do it in editing, a voiceover, but it's probably not going to be the same. I hope that you enjoy this video, this how-to video. And what it is, it's kind of hokey, and it's a step-by-step process on how to drain a hot water heater, as someone commented that and asked if I had drained my hot water heater, and I haven't. I haven't flushed it out. So these are the steps that I will need to take should I decide to do that. All right, let's get started, and I'm going to let it roll. Let it roll! We are on the suno.com homepage, which is the application I use to create the AI music. As you'll notice in my list of songs here, several have the same title, and that is because I have to generate them several times to get something that I think sounds right. You don't always get it on the first shot. In fact, you rarely ever get it on the first shot. Once I type lyrics in, you can pick a song like from yesterday's video, Ask If He's Gay, and it will show you what the lyrics are. What we want to do is go to create, though. We're going to start a new song. Now, prompted by someone asking me to, if I drained my hot water tank, and I hadn't, I decided that I am going to turn all the steps of that into a song. Let me just make sure here. Up here. And I recorded this earlier, but it came out really, really grainy without sound. So I'm recording it again. And I have gone through coming up with the lyrics, putting them in, typing them, and singing along as I go, just to see what rhymes and what doesn't. And I would go through and change words. But I'm going to save you all that grief. And I went ahead and copied what I did earlier. I'm going to paste it in place. What you do is you start out with an intro or a verse 1. Put that down. Verse 2, verse 3, verse 4, and then I have an end. Normally, a song will have a verse, verse, chorus, verse, verse, chorus, that kind of thing. But since this is instructions, I don't really need it repeating itself over and over again. I just want it to go through, okay? As you'll notice down here, I put in male vocal, and then vaudeville, because this is a kind of a hokey song, the way I put it together, and it's going to end up hokey. And I'm going to call it Draining the Tank. Now, I have already run this, and I do like one of the songs that came up, and that's what I'm going to stick with. But to show you how this works, I'm going to go ahead and burn through some credits. I get 2,500 credits a month, which is about 40 song tries. And it, excuse me, it uses like 5 credits per song. So when I hit generate, it's going to drop this by probably 10, I think, because you get 2 songs per try. Now I've gone through already and spell checked this, because if you get a word wrong, you spell it wrong, the AI will sing it wrong, and then you can't go back and change it. I mean, you can, but it's not going to sound like the same song. If I take a song like this, well, we'll just play it. We're going to play the one that I liked. It's very hokey, so here you go.
When your hot water, if just trickles, you find yourself in a bit of a pickle, you'll need to flush the water line. It will run clean in a bit of time.
Okay, that is the first opening verse of the song, and I'm going to play the whole song for you here in just a moment. If I wanted to change something on that word-wise, what I would do is, I'm on this song, I would go to extend. Actually, you go over here. Since this is the one playing, you come down here, you hit the dots, you hit edit. That's not what I want. That's the wrong one. What I would do is hit extend.
Believe me.
I don't know why that's not working. Where is it? I've done this before, and see, there we go. You go to create, you go to extend. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to keep this song, and it's going to add something to the end. Whatever I put up here will be after that, but it will be, whatever I type in will be saying in the same style and the same voice. So if I needed to correct a word, I would need to re-enter all of these, just cut and paste, and then change the words that I want to change. And down here at the bottom, it tells you where you want to start. This is a 3.5-minute song, approximately. But if I wanted to change at the beginning, I would put like 0.01, because I wanted to start on the first second. And then it would redo the entire song in the same voice and the same melody, but with the new lyrics. Now, it would come out as its own separate section. It would say like part 2. And then I could just rename that and use that as part 1. Or I could blend them together. If you want a lot of repeats. I've done this before, but it usually cuts off the beginning. So I have to keep the old song that has a nice intro, musical intro. And then I have to cut that and edit it to the extend, because the extend almost never gives you an intro. If I say it's going to start at 0.010, let's say, because I know my intro lasts 10 seconds, oftentimes it chops into the intro and then it sounds really bad. But I'm not going to do that because, again, I already like the song that's here. So what I would do, if this was the first time I did this song, I would type it all in, enter this stuff, and then I would hit, well, let's get rid of that first because we're not on extend anymore. I'm going to clear that. So we just got rid of everything. But what I would have done is type everything in, like that. And then I would put in male vocal, and I want this to sound like vaudeville because it's hokey. Come down, and I would put in the name, Draining the Tank. Now, when it comes out with Draining the Tank, even though there's already songs over here with the same name, it doesn't matter. It'll just add them at the bottom. Here with Persona, what I can do is if I feel that a song that I have created, and it has to be a song that I actually wrote. It doesn't let me use personas if AI has generated the song. But let's say I really like the way that a song sounded that I wrote the lyrics for. I can make that into a persona, So this next song that I generate, if I pick that persona, it will, and the persona is also the same style of music, it will make it sound something like it. I haven't got that down to where it actually works well. And if I change the style of music, it sounds totally different. Even the voice changes. So that's not something I'm real thrilled with. I am on the Reddit pages and I read all the Suno stuff and people say how to do this, this, and this. But so far, I think it works for some people and it just doesn't work for others because others will say, hey, that didn't work for me. And, it didn't work for me either. So, okay. So what happens is after it's created, we find it there. I can then download it as an MP3 play or a WAV, whatever you want. You go to download MP3 audio, and then I will put that into my video editor, and I can then add that music to my video. So that is a quick wrap up of how I do the things with Suno. Yeah. If you have questions, please let me know. I'm just touching the surface. This does a lot more that I just haven't got into yet. So that's that. And we're going to stop the recording and I will see you in the next little bit. Wasn't that fascinating? Welcome to the world of artificial intelligence. It is only going to become more and more prevalent in your daily lives, whether you like it or not. It's here to stay. And if you head over to the Facebook page or Instagram or Suno.com, you have all of these people on there talking about how they're making music. They're all very young, as in teens and 20s. And they seem to have full music studios that they're then using with the AI, which is interesting. But I don't know any people of that age that have these kind of setups. So it makes me wonder if these are just paid sponsor ads by Suno. They're paying these young creators to do this, to promote it, because every one of the little shorts that I watched like 9 or 10 of them, were all very specifically saying how great Suno was. Now, I'm not going to say it's not, because I think it is incredible for me. I cannot afford to hire artisans to make original music for this channel. So I think contributing the lyrics by myself, I have uploaded my voice a few times, but you could only tell it was me for a couple lines and then Suno changed it. So I need to work on that because I would really like to come up with lyrics and a melody and a song and then just let it provide the background music. But so far, I haven't been able to manage anything like that sounds quality. Okay. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have questions, please leave me a comment. Okay? Talk to you next time.
When your hot water, if just trickles, you find yourself in a bit of a pickle, you'll need to flush the water line. It will run clean in a bit of time. Believe me when I say your hot water tank, it wants to stay. There are things that you must do. Shut off the power, that's up to you. Turn off the water that supplies the tank. Turn on the hot tap at any sink. There's a drain valve at the base. Attach a hose there, it's not a race. Run the hose to the sewer drain. Don't make a mess, that would be a pain. Open that valve on the tank base. You'll see the water flow in any case. Give it some time to let it drain away. You might see some rust that wanted to stay. Turn the water back on at the tank. Let it run till clear. Wash away the grit that sank. Turn off the base valve. Detach the hose. The tank is full when the water rose. Turn on the power, you cannot cheat. Once it's done, enjoy the heat. Your hot water heater will thank you in the end.